Ciao, I'm Enzo.
I'm Celia.
This is a Piazza Talk, our channel about our life in Lucca.
And in the Tuscan hills.
Please hit the subscribe button. Grazie.
We're back in Lucca today, where we usually live when our house is rented out. But Piazza life exists really as much in our small village as it does in the city. While we're in Lucca, let's have a quick peek the four main piazzas, or those most well known to tourists. Piazza San Michele perhaps is a good place to start. It was the Roman Forum, which means it was the centre for public meetings. San Michele, the Archangel, on top of the beautiful church, certainly surveys the piazza. On his left hand at night, if you stand in certain places, and I think there are 4 places in the piazza, you can see what looks like a ring sparkling on his left hand. It's said to be either a diamond or an emerald. I wonder if anybody's ever walked up the steps at the back of the statue to check it out.
Quite like one day to be given permission to climb on top of the...
You'd be lucky. If you watch the video, I'll give you a clue of what I think is the easiest place in the piazza to spot it from. So, one of the great things about living in Lucca is sitting on steps. Particularly if you're a teenager, you spend an awful lot of your life sitting and chatting on steps.
Okay,
but
show you our steps.
all of us do it.
Here.
And today there's lots of coriander in the piazza. Even though there's no carnival this year, sadly. Well, there is carnival, but it's not being celebrated.
Kind of a small version of carnival.
There seems to be DIY carnival in the piazza and lots of coriander, which are like paper confetti all over the square, the piazza.
There are kids around. Everybody looks very respectful.
Then instead of being good historians and looking closely at the church, as it's just a peek today, I'm going to show you the graffiti. This is actually not 21st century or even 20th century graffiti, but medieval graffiti.
Yes.
Someone told me they were ex voto.
Yes, they were drawn by pilgrims or other people that was a kind of thank you for some help from above.
I can never quite remember which stone it is, so we'll have to come back after dark. But it's roughly around here is a good place to check out the sparkle. As we leave the square, I often look at these big buildings and I wonder what stories they have to tell. Let's go on to Piazza Grande.
Also called the Piazza Napoleone. It was created by Elisa Baciocchi, who was Napoleon's sister and the ruler of Lucca for some time. This piazza in the summer turns into an arena for rock concert.
Let's cut through Piazza San Giovanni to go to the cathedral.
Let's walk there. This is Piazza San Martino, where the beautiful cathedral is. And you see the pillars there, they were originally samples.
There was a competition to find the right design for the front of the cathedral, which was attached, I think, to the original bell tower. and they asked for samples from all the local marmistas. And then they decided to use the samples to dress the facade of the church, and therefore it was a lot cheaper.
Yes, big savings.
We're now going to go in one of the entrances to the most famous, iconic Piazza of Lucca, the amphitheatre,
Piazza Amphitheatre.
which was the real Roman amphitheatre.
It was like a Colosseum, a bit smaller, and it was outside the Roman walls.
But now it's inside our Renaissance walls.
Yes, definitely.
And the centre of the town, and it's no longer used for markets except once a year when there's a flower market for Santa Zita, one of our saints.
Yes, we've seen some of the pictures of Lucca with a beautiful, rather lively market.
And now it's full of restaurants and a place where everybody meets. Sometimes there are concerts. It's a jolly meeting place.
Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful piazzas in Italy. It's quite iconic, as you said before. I can't think of another piazza that is like that.
And you get the real feeling that it is a amphitheatre, and you can in certain parts see remains of it. But that's for another day.
You can also see that now, a few centuries ago, they filled up all the stones and then created houses. Let's hope to see this square full of people again soon. Let's go now and have a soup.
Let's walk back along the walls.
Today we go to make Zuppa di Lenticchie Toscana. It's a Tuscan lentil soup. This is a recipe that we got from a friend of ours, and it's pretty simple with very good ingredients. We have what we need is lentils. These have been soaked overnight, celery, garlic, bay leaf, some passata, prosciutto. I put lentils to boil and I'm adding a bay leaf. So it will be 30 minutes from the boiling point. The first thing to do is un soffrittino. So what we do, we put olive oil at the bottom of the pan here. So it's about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, more or less. And we go to cut the celery and the garlic in small pieces there, and prosciutto as well. Now we go to cut the prosciutto. We need about 100 grams of prosciutto, about find that. Now we go to add this into the saucepan, and while the lentils are cooking, we are going to have a little fry. It's called soffritto. Okay, now we stir. When we reach the temperature, we keep stirring so we don't want to burn anything here. We've been doing the soffritto for about 10 minutes, and now we go to add the passata and a bit of water. Now we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes. The lentils are ready. They've been boiling for about half an hour. Now I'm going to drain them in this bowl because I need to keep the water. Now I'm going to put lentils in the saucepan with the soffritto. Okay, I think I can extract now the bay leaf that we don't need. And now I'm going to add the water. Well, you don't want too watery. We don't want really watery stuff, but we don't want something that is very dry. We are going to do it with using some bread at the end. In Lucca, they often like to put bread at the bottom of the soup. In our case, we got to do some garlic bread, and we got to put the soup on the top. So the bread is got to soak some of the juice.
You've got a mark on your sleeve. I hope it's water.
San Marco life.
Eh.
Now this is the consistency we have at the moment.
Now, isn't there a story about this soup?
Traditionally, they say that lentil soup has a kind of almost like a religious magic tradition behind it, because it is good for in the past was used when there were pandemics, so we have a pandemic now, so it can be useful. And also it's called, some people call it lenticchie di Esau. How do you call Esau in English?
Esau.
Esau is a character in the Bible, and he sold this birthright, the birthright for a bowl of lentils.
Yeah, though I think they were red ones, but anyway.
Well, we have the local ones. It's been cooking for about 20 minutes. Now we want to season it with a couple of minutes, and we can turn the heat off. So we put some sea salt, we like sea salt, and pepper.
And here they say something like quanto basta or something.
Yes, they say sale, pepe, quanto basta. Before serving the soup, what is the suggestion we got from our friends is to have 2 slices of toast bread, and the surface is quite hard, so I use a cold garlic, and like a bruschetta, I make this bread garlicky.
And actually, this isn't Tuscan bread, which doesn't have salt, but this is, we always make our bread.
Yes, we always
Enzo,
make
to
bread.
be honest, always makes our bread.
Yes.
I never make
We're
it.
not buying bread for many years now. We already make our bread, and we use the best flour we can get.
So, but generally, if you buy Tuscan bread, it's white and unsalted.
Yes, you can find both, but the traditional Tuscan bread is without salt. And now we got to serve it. So what we do, we put the toast bread here and pour the soup. You can have a little taste before we go out.
Should keep me going.
Do you want to try it?
You know, I'm always happy to do that job. And I'm a great soup lover. And the thing about these soups is they're so easy and so warming and filling. They're really a meal in themselves.
How is it?
You always catch me with bits of food coming out of my mouth. It's absolutely delicious. And the bread gives it that little extra something with that garlic coming through. Garlicky and prosciutto and lentils. It's just a whole meal in itself.
Good combination.
A good combination.
Absolutely
is.
They've been cooking this recipe for probably a few hundred years anyway. So.
Excuse me. Absolutely, but simple local things are always the best, aren't they?
Absolutely right. Let's go to Lucca now.
Must do. I'm happy here eating soup.
The recipe is in the description box below.